We are back again. I know you all thought that I was gone. I know you all thought that I probably gave up. I know you all thought that I probably took a hiatus. You all thought a lot of things. But me, for your thinking, eh, who cares, right? But needless to say, you all, we're having a great, fantastic, sucker-free Saturday night, Sunday morning. Yes, like 1 a.m. right now. I'm in the basement, chilling. Of course I am. Researching, working on new material. And working on new material takes time. I know that out of all people. But I'm working on new material. And for everybody that's out there in the chat room, I want to say thank you for being here, because you could have been with someone else doing something else. But you decided to stop by to see what we had to say. So we want to say thank you, okay? But before we get started, there's a couple of things that I want to get off into that may be beneficial to you or someone that you may know. Prime example. Seeing that people are developing illnesses, some which we know why, because of that which we eat, okay? But remedies, home remedies, like kelp, K-E-L-P, kelp. If you eat the vegetable kelp, it does what? It restores your metabolism. It gives you iodine. Yeah, it's a natural iodine for your body. And it is also good for thyroids. Your thyroid glands, Kelp is good for that. It puts everything back on track in regards to your metabolism, your thyroid, and iodine. I'm just saying. Now, with that, kelp, that helps. Right now, I need some help too. I need some help too. No, for real though. On the real, I had an accident. So I've been working on that, on some personal stuff, and the vehicle. Okay. But if you ever hit a deer, if you ever hit a deer, and seeing that this is deer season, right now they're born and arrowing, but the real gun hunting is right here. Okay? Right now. So when you're on the highway, be careful at night, in this season especially. Now I know that many of you see those deer that splattered on the road that looks like road pizza. Okay? Like I do by those 18-wheelers. And if you ever hit a deer, it won't go against your driving record. Okay? It won't go against your driving record. Get a police report, and take it to wherever you got to take it to get repaired. But it will not be held against you as a driver if you hit a deer versus another driver. I'm just saying. And speaking of deer, have you all ever wondered why deer just steps out in the middle of nowhere when they see lights? It'd be interesting to know, wouldn't it? That's why you can Google it. $100. Yeah. Be careful out there on those roads at night on the highway because you just may encounter Bambi, okay? Hey, yeah, but uh moving right along, but I've been working on some things behind the scenes. This AI thing, I'm not too convinced about that software. That software can be very dangerous. Very dangerous. Depending on how you use it, but also you have hackers, like with everything else. But the more apps that you apply yourself to, the more acceptable you are to things going wrong for you and all of those apps that you have. The less apps, the less problems. That's just keeping it a buck. That's like elementary, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. And speaking of apps, this TikTok thing, where do you all think it's going? Seeing that the US has control or is going to have control over this, do you think it will change the algorithm? Do you think it would be a more watch on you? Just think, the more apps, the more they know about you. Some apps don't even, you know, catch my interest. It doesn't. I was raised in an era whereas we didn't have computers. We didn't even have cell phones. If you wanted to remember someone's phone number, you better know it. And go down the street and make a phone call if you're on the street on the payphone. Yeah. Not unless you had it written down in one of those little black phone books. Yeah. Yeah. Stick a dime. Then it went up to 15 cents. Then it went a quarter. You know. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Old school here. I think that people use their minds more back then because I think that smartphones make you mentally dumb. Yeah. Moving right along. Moving right along. But like I said, I'm working on new material, you all. Um, Besides me traveling and helping someone MOVE like the other day that I did with that video, only got 6, 7 views out of millions and millions of people. Anyway, right. This live here is what's important. Seeing that I didn't get any views on the last one, according, to what's there. But where you at? City and state, all of you people that's out there, I want to send shots out to you. Everybody that's in the chat room, I want to send shots out to you. And I hope that you are having a fantastic night. And I want to thank you for being here. And I tip my hat to you for being here. Okay? Yeah. How many of you all out there, like to smoke weed? For real. Because right now, people who smoke weed legally, that go to the dispensaries and everything, the hemp farmers, THC dispensaries, hey, Donald Trump is trying to invade them. In fact, I think that he banned it. Yeah, anything that's regarding to him, anything that's regarding to THC that is sold in gas stations, all across America. Yeah. And he has these dispensaries and hemp farmers on fringe right now. Everything is to get the smoke off him. Yeah. Everything to get the smoke off Donald Trump, which we'll get to. But let me ask you another question. I was sitting back watching TV and I saw this commercial and it spoke about robots. Thank you all for the love out there. Thank you for the love out there. Thank you for the smiley faces. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you're just tuning in, make sure that you hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and the word all. Okay? And share the information with relatives, friends, co-workers, anyone that you come to contact with. It is a magnificent way to jumpstart your conversation. But getting back to the conversation in which I was saying about the commercial that I saw on TV, robots. Robots. It seems to me that they're planning a robot takeover. They have robot puppies right now for companionship. Robot puppies for companionship. Has anybody seen that? And they deliver it to you in a cute little box, ribboned up and everything, wrapped. And the little puppy. And you can buy them in many designs, many styles, And when you open it up, it even barks for you as a reply to your voice. The more you're around the robot, the more it familiarizes itself with you. Yeah, the robot puppies. And think about it. You have no mess. You ain't got no dookie everywhere. Puppies leave dookie everywhere. There's no urination problem. You don't have to feed them. You don't have to give them water. You don't have to take them for a walk because they're a robot. Yeah, the puppies. All styles, all models. Hey, some people love them. Some people love them. Would you get one? Would you get one for your relatives for this holiday season? Mm-hmm. Robot puppies. Amazing. However, I wonder with the technology that they have with this robot, will this robot have a inserted camera to watch you and everything that it does in your home, in your apartment, or wherever you and the puppy go? Yeah, the robot puppy. Not only that, they got these robot maids right now for you. Like 20 grand, 20 stacks for a robot to clean your house, to take care of you. If you had 20 stacks, would you get you a robot to clean, to wash, to cook for $20,000? If you had it, to most people, it's a dream. Some people who are that was fortunate enough to have $5,000 in the bank say, well, If you don't have $5,000 in the bank, I say if you don't have $1,000 in the bank, having a robot just may be a wish that you may never get, you know. But when you get this robot in your home, just like this little doggy, okay, you know. But the robot that you get in your home, could it be also a device that spies on you, that sends intel back to its maker? Yeah. You know how they say when you die, you gonna meet your maker, when someone's gonna kill you right then and there, like one of those dirty, standoff gunplay Western movies, like The Good, Bad, and the Ugly. Fistful of dollars. Yeah. What's that other one? Sister Sarah the Nun, something to that effect. Magnificent Seven, you know. Even the Wild Wild West. And I'm not talking about the Wild Wild West with Will Smith, you know. Y'all remember what I'm talking about. Yeah, we go back. That FAR. Yeah. Anyway, the robots. Will this robot, or can the robot restrain you or kidnap you? What do they call that? Not attempt kidnapping. You know how they hold you against your will type of charges when you go to court? Will your robot apprehend you? Will it tie you up? I don't think you're stronger than a robot. And it's all metal. It's like the Jetsons. What was her name? Rosie. Do y'all remember Rosie from the Jetsons? One of the best cartoon series ever. Meet George Jetson. His daughter Judy. His boy Elroy. Jane, his wife. Yeah, now they're in your home, just like George Jetson had in his home. Remember Rosie in one of those cartoon episodes went haywire? She went crazy. She went scrambling. She was doing all type of crazy shit. You remember that episode? Now just think, when you get the robot in your home and it has a malfunction, what type of crazy shit is it gonna do? Hey, maybe you would have reached the manufacturing or technical department. The robot just may take your cell phone, cut off everything in your home. Especially for those people who they real fly, real deluxe, and they have all of those boop boop shutters, on their phone. They shut it up, close it, they open it. Like when you go to a hotel room right now, how you can open your door with your phone and everything. There ain't nobody into that. Okay. They can keep that for the space age people. But with all of this technology, there's a price. And that price consists of you being duped at anywhere at any time. Not to mention the fact We are walking cell towers like a robot. Like a robot. And whoever programmed or manufactured a robot, that information goes right back to their server or servers. You think they watching you through your cell phone. Even your cell phone is not off when you think it's off. You got to like take the battery out. That's when you know your cell phone is off. Take the battery out. Even your cell phone is a robotic device. It's smarter than you. Imagine the information that they would gather on you with these robot puppies or maid robots. You know, like I said, you know, the maid, you know. Yeah. Take care of your kid and everything. Do your laundry, wash your dishes, clean your bathroom. You know, you have top shelf service every day. Could you trust the thing? Could you trust the robot? Could you trust that there is not a device in the robot that is spying on you? That's what you got to think about with the robots. Hell, it's gotten so fantastic and spectacular for AI and the robots. Hell, AI is managing baseball games right now. Yeah. The umpire just may be losing a job. You know, the umpire that's right behind the back catcher, you know, that calls it if it's a strike or if it's a ball, you know. He just may be losing his job too to AI. Just like many Americans and people all over the world are going to lose their jobs over AI. Economies across the world is going to be crippling. People are going to be in the street. Eviction notices everywhere. Oh, it's just the beginning. They just getting it started. They just getting the party started. Do you hear me? They just getting the party started. Hey, everything that technology brings forward to you, to us, all of it is not good. Especially seeing that all of us are not righteous minded. Some of us are evil minded. And we don't care who we hurt or how we hurt them based upon data like our identification, social security numbers, data. Be careful of the data that you place out here in the internet world. Seems to me that they know everything anyway. Prime example, you know how you got your phone and you may have broke your phone, or they got all of these photos of you saved up and they send you a memo on your feed like, hey, do you remember these 400, 500, 700 photos that you took in the past 3 years? Do you want them now? Man, it's going to kill my phone. So they got everything. And I don't like back everything up in the cloud. What do I need everything up in the cloud for? They already got enough information on me. Wouldn't you think? They already have enough information on me, on you, on us. And we don't have, well, we could have information on them if we dig. But a lot of the information will be covered up, you know. Ain't that right, Donald Trump? Ain't that right, Donald Trump? Donald Trump is the cover-up man. Do you hear me? He's like the modern Houdini. Yeah, Donald Trump. He tries to make everything disappears. Everything. Not only does he make DEI disappear, not only does he stop funding for all of these institutions, not only does he kill the, what they call that? Job Corps. That's dead. Damn, Job Corps is dead, man. Damn. Ain't no hope. Ain't no hope. Cause we're going up in smoke. We ain't got no hope. Cause we going up in smoke. Yeah. Going up in smoke around this place here. Like I said, they just getting started. Are you ready? Are you ready for what they're about to present? Nope. And the average person is not. They even got underground cities they can go to. They can vamp, disappear. All of that is through your tax money. And you can't even go to the place. Tell me that ain't gangster. Tell me that ain't gangster. You supported the whole lick, but you can't go there. Damn. That's gangster. But Donald Trump. Donald Trump, just from my standpoint, but I want to know how you feel as well. Do you think Donald Trump is a good president? Or do you think that Donald Trump is a bad president? It doesn't really matter what I think, because I like to know what you think. If he's a good president, why do you say he's a good president? If you say he's a bad president, why do you say he's a bad president? And at this point, with his own party going against him, it's safe to say that he's not too good of a president for the country when you got your own party fighting among themselves, irregarding to the madness that you're pulling over the eyes of the people. Well, you're really not pulling it over the eyes or trying to fool them or hoodwink them. You're just giving it to them in the raw with no Vaseline. No Vaseline. Donald Trump, like I said, got this thing going on with the weed thing, you know. And some sources even say that the marijuana that's coming in from China is tainted, like to help kill Americans with what's in the THC. It's all a political move, political game. We know how they go. But you do have American people here that have their own weed shops, like Mike Tyson, like Sean Kemp in Washington, and it's homegrown. There's a lot of homegrown here, but according to the word on the streets on social media, China is also importing marijuana. Yes, I'm just saying. Yeah, just look it up. I'm just not saying it, to be saying it. No, look it up. And Donald Trump is looking to ban that. He's looking to ban your recreational weed experience. Okay? Just think about it. You depend on the government for food. You depend on the government to make weed legal, even though it should be legal. It should be legal everywhere, but it's not legal everywhere. And it's still some states you can go to jail just for having a joint. Just ask those people in Mississippi. Yeah, they not playing. Ask those people in Iowa. They not playing. It's a lot of places that you still can't go and don't smoke. And according to scientific evidence, science, sometimes weed is good for you, especially if you have cancer. It's a natural herb, It's natural. Like a big one of those trees out there, just like the natural tree you have in your backyard, or the flowers or the grass that grow from the ground that you play football on, the grass, yeah, natural. So is weed, natural. But if they made weed legal, well, pharmaceutical companies would be out of a lot of money. And then after the fact that many people have went to jail and did prison time in regards to possessing marijuana, then they make it legal. And many people who have went to jail for it don't look like the people that own it. I'm just saying, those dispensaries. How many black people own dispensaries in America? How many black people in America have been arrested and went to prison for weed? And if I'm not mistaken, here in Chicago, you have 1%, or is it 1% nationwide, that black people have weed shops, dispensaries. So they make you junkies legally and then take it back, putting you into a further twitch. Just ask those people in Portland, Oregon. Weed is legal. Molly's is legal. Mushrooms is legal. Heroin is legal. All in the city of Portland, state of Oregon. So the whole state, okay, made them junkies. Just like they are making many Americans here legal junkies with the dispensaries. Legal junkies. And when they cut off your dose, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You like, well, it's too much money going around. They just don't want the street man getting all of the money. They want some of that money too. And that's okay. But look how long it took for them to do it. And look how many people suffered behind weed not being legal that have spent time in prison for something that is now legal. Can you get that expunged? I'm just Can you get that expunged? Yeah, it should be automatic. It should be automatic, but they want to send you through the loopholes for you to try to clean it up yourself, even though they help make the mess. And then try to come up off your back of time and hardships and closing of doors that you may have faced for being incarcerated for having marijuana. You think about that. Donald Trump talk about he want to give people $2,000 checks, okay? $2,000 checks. But these $2,000 checks is really not meant for you to spend the way you really want to spend it. If I'm not mistaken, and I know I'm not, because I read it a couple of times, the money that he is proposing to give you is for your health care. He wants you to buy your own health care with the $2,000 that he gives you. It's not a stimulus check. He's trying to kill Obamacare. He's trying to kill Obamacare. Can't just shut it down because there's too many Caucasians on Obamacare. So now he's planning a bill, proposing a bill that you make the choice of your own demise. And you think that is for your pockets and to go spend it at the casino, at Walmart, at Target, or wherever you have your jolly time at. No, it ain't for that. It ain't for trying to pimp your ride. Nah. It's for you to remove Obamacare on your own cognizance without knowing it undercoverly. Am I making sense to you? Yeah, I'm from Chicago. We get it. Okay. 100. This is what the man is doing. And all of you all, well, I can't say all. Let me retract that. I hope that you don't become a victim of the trickery, of the technology of Donald Trump. It is my hopes that you don't become a victim of the technology of Donald Trump. Elijah Muhammad said that the devil uses technology to do what? To trick you, to deceive you, to manipulate you. Now, if you as a people, even the MAGA people presently feel that they've been deceived by Donald Trump, stop me when I'm lying. They even feel deceived. And we talking about this little man that told you about the technology who didn't finish 4th grade. I'm just saying. But before we continue on, I want to thank everybody out there in the chat room. I want to thank you for being here because you could have been somewhere else with someone else doing something else, but you decided to stop by to see what we had to say. And we welcome you and we thank you and we tip our hat to you. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you press that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and the word all to help ensure that you get notifications when we upload videos here on YOUTUBE. Okay? But getting back to this Donald Trump dude, okay? Because Donald Trump, many say he's becoming a chump and not a Trump. Okay? Not my words, but just what people are saying across social media, in the neighborhood, on the news. On the news, they have to use a little more discretion and not call him a chump. But I don't think the polls would agree with the actions, yeah, of what he's done since he's been in office. I'm just saying. Every president is bad and good. Every president is bad and good. You can't please everybody. We get that. And some people are just not going to be pleased at all because they're not even talked about at the table. But needless to say, this guy here, Mr. Donald Trump, has got to be one of the worst presidents in the history of America. Even Caucasian people who voted for him feel that way. How many Caucasian people did you have in this country for the No King's Day? I'm just saying. This is historical. It is unprecedented. But, you have an unprecedented criminal in office too. I mean, I know that presidents may have been convicted of certain crimes and everything in the past, but never any of them, according to what we know officially, none of them have 34 felonies. Any of them got 34 felonies. Now, I know they did some crazy things now. They ain't all been Boy Scouts, okay? Not by a long shot, okay? But this guy just takes the whole cake. Especially with the Epstein files. You see, Donald Trump is running right now. He is running because he is scared right now. You don't see him running. You don't see him moving at fast pace, like his jacket is flying in the wind because he's moving so fast, trying to get away from the truth. Trying to get away from the truth. And he gives you all of these distractions. He hit you with the tariffs, Then he tried to shut down China trade, And they like, man, yazoo you, okay? So then the Canadian thing popped off, Then the Venezuela thing popped off. Then the Colombia thing popped off. Now the Africa thing has popped off. He wants to go to war with Nigeria. Come on, man. You want to shut the government down, which you all have already planned. According to your own words, Donald Trump, you all planned this shutdown. And it wasn't because of another party. It was because of your party. And you all planned it. And it's all online. And you said it yourself, okay? You said it yourself. You wanted to hurt the American people. You wanted to make them feel like they were starving. You did that. And all of the people that's in your administration did that. You instilled fear in people, not the trust of the American people, but you instilled fear in them. If the American people love you so much, Donald Trump, and all of these black women in Chicago loved for you to have had the presence of the National Guard and ICE, why is it that you, Donald Trump, cannot walk around in this country without bodyguards and just let the people love you and embrace you? You know why? Because you're not that guy. That's why. Because you're not that guy. Can you walk in the street in DC without having 10 Secret Service agents around you? Can you do that? Can you go into the neighborhoods in the hood, Donald Trump? Can Donald Trump go into the hood without security and let the people in the hood welcome him? Or do you think he would be stoned? Just not in the hood, even in the suburbs of America, where you have Caucasians residing in their $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 homes and up. And speaking of homes, this guy, Donald Trump, says that he wants to make mortgages for 50 years. Man, please. Who wants to pay a mortgage for 50 years? We get back to the Epstein files. Don't just give me a minute. Seeing that the home issue came up, I'm just styling here, okay? No notes, no teleprompters, all LIVE. Like I said, I feel that some content creators are better than news reporters, okay? Even though we are news reporters, we're bloggers or entertainers, whatever you want to call it. We don't use teleprompters. And we don't get those big contracts. At least I ain't got one anyway. I ain't even got a check yet. I'm just saying. I'm just keeping it a buck. But anyway, Donald Trump, the homes, who want a 50-year mortgage? Right now, they got 30-year mortgages. Who wants to slave for 50 years? You don't even know if you're going to have a job for 50 years. You don't even know if you're going to live 50 years to even see the home paid for. But they want you working all your life. So when do you have time to do what you want to do? You don't have no time. Most people don't have no time because they're too busy chasing the American dream, which has become the American nightmare for many Americans. And I don't care what color you are in the crayon box. The American dream has become the American nightmare for many Americans, people who are legally documented here in America. You have vitamin D deficiency. Why? You don't get enough sun. You have all of these other health ailments that could be cured, but you're working so much. Some people working 2 or 3 jobs. Now, if you're already working 50 hours a week, 60 hours a week, isn't that tiring enough? And you think you're going to do that for 50 years to pay for a house? Are you going to leave that responsibility to your loved ones, to your, I don't want to leave that on nobody. If you can't afford it, don't get it. If you can't pay for it while you're alive, don't get it. Being in debt is slavery. I'm going to say that again. We were taught that. Elijah Muhammad said that being in debt is slavery. What do you think? How many of you all go to work and slave for your car note? Oh, I went out and bought a new car. It's not your car if you didn't pay cash for it or if you didn't write a full check for it, it's not your new car. You don't own it. And by the time you do own it, it ain't worth the money that you paid for it. I'm just saying, especially today's cars, everything is built like plastic. It's just a toy. You're driving 100 miles an hour in a toy, a plastic toy, playing with people's lives in a toy. Back in the day, we had metal. You had some buffer there, some real buffer to actually help prevent you from dying or being seriously injured. Today, you have no buffer. It's just plastic. They even have plastic engines in cars right now. We're being played. We're being played, okay? Death machines. My grandma called them death traps. And speaking of grandmas, right? That's another reason that you really haven't been seeing me as much. I've been dealing with grandma, because grandma ain't doing so good right now. She hasn't been doing so good, over the course of the month. Even though I still been on the road, I still been back and forth with grandma days. So if you're out there and you have a grandmother who loved you, who showed you love, who helped guide you with morals to be a better person, to be a wiser person, someone who loved you, make sure that you spend some time with them in their last days. I know that may be hard for many of you, but if you have a grandmother who had your mother, go spend some time with her. If you have a grandfather that was loving, go spend some time with him. But in my case, it's grandma. Once she's gone, you can't get them back. In fact about it, you just may learn a whole lot, even some family secrets. Y'all know I ain't lying. And I don't care if you black, white, Chinese, Puerto Rican, Guatemalan, Venezuelan, Colombian. We all have family secrets. And those family secrets are kept by the elders. You would be amazed at the things that will be revealed to you if you spent a little more time with them while they're here. Because when they leave, the secrets leave with them. The wisdom leaves with them that they didn't pass on because you didn't have time. I remember back in the day, we used to play dominoes with my grandmother, with my great grandmother. Everybody played dominoes with great grandma. Everybody. She'd catch you. She was always active. Brain sharp as a tack. But great grandma succumbed to a heart attack in 87. So now I'm left with grandma. Great grandma was the shiznizzle. Wasn't your great grandma the shiznizzle? Yeah. So you all spend time with them. But anyway, getting back to Donald Trump, okay? The Epstein files. Pam Bondi. Now, Pam Bondi and Donald Trump, they're conspiring together. She's his attorney general, right? Pam Bondi. Now, in February, she got some news across her desk talking about the Epstein's files. Okay? And then all of a sudden, her, along with the Department of Justice in July, so that's March, April, May, June, July. 5 months later, even the Department of Justice closes their own investigation. Come on, man. You know something ain't right with that, right? And now, Pam Bondi says that after she deemed the case closed, her and the Department of Justice, they want to open the case back up after the fact that Donald Trump tried to throw Larry Summers under the bus, tried to throw J.P. Morgan under the bus, tried to throw Bill Clinton under the bus. And all of these people that he's trying to throw up under the bus, many of them are Democrats. Hey, Donald Trump even, documents arose, okay? Whereas a birthday card appeared. Yeah, y'all up on that birthday card that Donald Trump sent Epstein? And Donald Trump told Epstein that he wished him a more wonderful secrets of birthdays or something to that effect. Do y'all know about that there? Yeah. Yeah, unquote. But that's what the man said, basically. He wished him more wonderful secret birthdays. Secrets. What's the secret? You and Jeffrey Epstein don't have no relationship. Why are you writing him secret letters? Why are you sending him secret cards on his birthday? Donald Trump? I'm just saying. And Pam Bondi, who's head of the investigation, so to say, says that she's going to open it back up, but she's going after the people that Donald Trump tried to throw up under the bus. Barack Obama clapped back. Did you hear me? Barack Obama clapped back. And if you all have not seen that new video of Barack Obama clapping back at Trump. But anyway, the person who can kill all of this, her name is Ghislaine Maxwell. You all remember that girl, right? You know, the Epstein girlfriend, wife chick, you know. The chick who helped orchestrate this whole thing. She was infamous. I think she was worse than Epstein himself. And Donald Trump, and Ghislaine Maxwell cannot just up and die in jail. No, she can't do that now. Because if she just ups and dies in jail or gets murdered in jail, everybody know that the finger is pointing to none other than Donald Trump. In fact about it, I think she's trying to get commuted. Just walk out of jail. Okay? Just walk out of jail. Now, Donald Trump has been pardoning a lot of people. And a lot of people that he's been pardoning, they ain't no good for us, okay? And I don't care who they are. Even Larry Hoover, okay? Ain't no good for us. Because if he was, he wouldn't have them kids out there selling drugs and killing each other. I'm just saying. And I don't care who it is. Even those white celebrities, you know, got the TV show, you know. And all those other people. Even NBA Youngboy NBA, whatever, right? The rapper dude. NBA, yeah. Even he got part. He ain't no good for us. None of them. But needless to say, this Ghislaine Maxwell chick. Now, if I'm not mistaken, you have 50 survivors of this great, you know, Epstein Island, Fantasy Island. Who is Tattoo? Who is Tattoo? But anyway, you got like 50 survivors of this Fantasy Island experience. And you got about 20 people, conspirators or co-conspirators. And all of those names have not been released as of yet. But you know what? It's gonna come out. And when it comes out, that'll be the end of Donald Trump. Because he's going to jail. This is why he is covering up the things that he is trying to cover up. Yeah, trying to cover things up. And this is why he's hitting you with all of the distractions. So the Marjorie Taylor Greene, he even disassociates now and says that he's not way. And Donald Trump even said that he would support anybody that's running for her congressional seat in Georgia. Anybody, according to his own words. Now, there's this black man that you got in Georgia in District 14. Yeah, by the name of Sean Harris. Let's see if Donald Trump supports him, seeing that he said that he would support anybody that's looking to replace Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'm sorry about that. What do you all think about that? Do you think that Donald Trump is guilty of any wrongdoings or having any connection with the Epstein files? Do you think, you out there watching me, do you think that Donald Trump is guilty of anything involving the Epstein files? Do you think that Ghislaine Maxwell, who has leverage, and she can't just up and die? She can't do that. Do you think that Donald Trump will commute her, pardon her? Because the word on the street is that right now she's getting special treatment in prison. What a message to send out to the American people. Money and power can solve all your problems. And it can hide anything that you want here, even murders, even sex trafficking. This is what we're seeing in this administration. And the MAGA people know it. Donald Trump knows it. Ghislaine Maxwell knows it. And all of those people that he tried to throw up under the bus, that he wants you all to investigate Bill Clinton. Hell, we know about Bill. Bill got it on in the White House. Bill wasn't playing. Him and Monica Lewinsky, like, hey, it is what it is. Now, if y'all want to put me over there in the Epstein thing, well, y'all know I was sort of freaky anyway. But we ain't do that there now. But Donald Trump wants to throw him under the bus the same way that he tried to throw Barack Obama under the bus. But Barack Obama clapped back. Y'all better watch that video. Yeah. Pam Bondi, fake. Fake. And she's no better than Ghislaine Maxwell. Pam Bondi is no better than Laura Loomis. She's no better. She's no better, than whom you consider your Hollywood politicians. I'm just saying. Y'all think about that. And where will you be at next year? Where will we be at next year? Are you one of those people who plan to strike? Do you know the economic strike that is supposedly to take place on November 25th? Will you be one of those people? Or will you not be one of those people saying that you got your food stamps now? But you must remember, some people will be permanently what's the word I want to use? We're permanently barred from receiving food stamps. That's what I wanted to say. According to the reports. You can look that up yourself. It's just not me. Yeah. And stricter rules will be applied for those who are receiving food stamp benefits. While people at the top, like Donald Trump, will get everything with no cuts, with no permanently bannedness. No. Until we get those Epstein files. And when we get those Epstein files, the public is going to have a field day. And they're waiting for that. I'm just not waiting on it. Hell, even if people that's in the back of YouTube, in the back of the screens, and back of the curtains making things happen, they watching too. All of the news commentators and anchormen and anchorwomen, they're waiting too, even though they just about know what the outcome will be. But they're trying to hide it so much. Maybe it'll come out maybe 50 or 60 years later, like, the murder of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Seeing that Donald Trump wanted to make those files open. Isn't that interesting? But he don't want the files opened on himself. Y'all think about that. Okay? And like I said, I've been working on some other things right now. So, I've been busy. And I just had a car accident, and yeah, but you know what? You got to keep on moving. When life knocks you down, you got to get back up. And for all of you people, who don't love life, love yourself, and live life, and live your dream while you live. Live your dream while you live. Some people say, fake it till you make it. But you live it while you live. Because if you see it, you can get it. You can attain it. If you see it. And it ain't going to be easy. That's for sure. Lots of obstacles. Lots of distractions. Like the distractions that Donald Trump is trying to give the American people from the truth. If you haven't been over to my other channel, MOPOWERZ, here on YOUTUBE, go over to that channel and find the likes of, A Stolen Legacy, Black Man of the Nile and His Family, The Destruction of Black Civilization, The Message to the Black Man in America, The Fall of America, as a man thinketh. The miseducation of the Negro, the world's 16 crucified saviors. From Babylon to Timbuktu, which I put my foot in. The demonology of King James. Yes, the demonology of King James and the chronological order from alchemy to Wicca. Those just are a few audiobooks that we have over on that channel. And we have over 850 more videos on that channel that you can feed yourself. Something you can eat on and digest. Yeah. And feel good about yourself. You know? And feel good about yourself. And if you're into traveling, go over to that channel too. Well, we travel to the Mopop Museum in Washington State, Seattle. Well, we travel to the National Civil Rights Museum in Memphis. Well, we travel to the Black Holocaust Museum in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Where we travel to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Ohio. Where we travel to the NFL Hall of Fame in Ohio. Yeah, it's all there. Where we travel to Texas, Dallas, Arlington. Had a great time. Well, we traveled to Georgia, Tennessee, Red Ruby Mountain. We had a great time. And we traveled to the NBA Hall of Fame in Springfield, Massachusetts. Take that ride with us and watch those videos and listen to the audiobook series that we have on MOPOWERZ here on YOUTUBE, which is my second channel. I have a third channel now. If you are into old school Chicago hip hop, R&B, spoken word, comedy, independent movies. Yes, on my third channel, THEMOSHOW Classics, all one word, no space, here on YOUTUBE. And find the likes of Diane Porter, Dion Cole, Reggie Reg, Quintella, Shari. Yeah. Mano, Mecca, Cadillac Seville, P-Dub, Affiliated Fellas, Black Money, Big Taz, Big Mel, High Pilot, Ant Dub, Raw Dog, Illa Flows, and a whole host of other people. Killer Bloodline, Project Pat. Go over to that channel if you are into old school Chicago hip hop, R&B spoken word, find Twister, find Shauna, find Crucial Conflict, find Psychodrama on that channel. THEMOSHOW Classics, all one word, no space, here on YOUTUBE. The fourth channel, the Kung Fu Genius, Kick Ass. I get to that. But right now, what we're focusing on is THEMOSHOW Chicago and MOPOWERZ. We will have another audio book for you up this week. I promise. I've just been busy. A lot of things in life has happened, and I have had to respond to those things, especially family members. I know I get around and you see me traveling here and there, but there are other things that I still be doing. Trying to maintain my own life. That ain't easy either. Just like it's not easy for you to maintain yours. Live life like it's your last day. And do what you can while you can. And don't ever give up on your DREAMS. That's my time, you all. On your way out, make sure you hit the subscribe button, notification bell, and the word all to help ensure that you get notifications when we upload videos here on upload videos here on YOUTUBE, and press those condiments, the like and the share. Share the information with relatives, friends, co-workers, anyone that you come to contact with. It is a magnificent way to jumpstart your CONVERSATION. Thanks for viewing, you all. Peace out. Never give up on your DREAMS. That's my time.